But yeah, Grant, there was no update on 1090 yet. I'm about to go back out there.
Okay. Just waiting on the judge, Daniel. He's just reviewing the documents.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so it had a persterpes clause, so Mr. Singletary is a child of Deborah
Correct.
Singletary.
Yes, yes, Your Honor. Got it.
And Miss Sager died back in 2021. Mr. Sager died in 2023. And Deborah Singletary died in 2021. Okay, so Miss Singletary died after Miss Sager.
Actually, I think Miss Singletary died before Mrs. Sager. That's why she didn't get
No,
to be appointed.
No, it was after. My mother and her brother, Scott, were both working on Claudia's probate when my mother passed away.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, she
Thank you.
died in October, his mother.
Yeah, there we go.
And Miss
Yes,
Sager
it was a
died
few
in
months
July.
later.
So it was about
Okay.
4 months. 3 months. All right, Mr. Singletary, if you'll raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the true self you got.
I do.
Okay, the will's already been admitted to probate, so I'm not gonna go through that.
Very good.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead.
Daniel, your name is Daniel Isaiah Singletary, is that correct?
Yes,
You're the grandson of Claudia Sager, is that correct?
that is correct.
Your mom, Deborah, and your uncle Scott were initially in charge of your grandmother's estate, is that correct?
That is correct.
Your mother passed away, and so Scott took over sole responsibility as the executor of your mom's estate until he passed away. Is that correct?
Correct.
We still have a need for administration. There's still assets that need to be divided. The way the will works, your mom's side, so to speak, inherits, and then Scott, your uncle's side, inherits. And his estate has been probated, and he's got a lady named Cindy Bloodworth that's representing that estate. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
And the intention is to work together. There's a house that needs to be sold. There's other assets that need to be divided, and the intention is to work together to get those divided. And in that respect, both your brother Michael and her have signed documents saying they want you to be appointed as the independent administrator of this estate. Is that correct?
Correct.
You've had a chance to look at the document called the proof of death and other facts, and is everything on there true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I don't remember viewing that file.
Okay, I think this, we sent it a long time ago before we were having the first hearing. Let me just go over with you then. We talked about Scott being named as the independent administrator, by this court. You were aware of that, correct?
Yes,
He died on April the 25th, 2023. Is that correct?
sorry, you broke up there. What was that?
He died on April the 25th, 2023. Is that correct? Scott died on April 25th, 2023.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. You do understand that there has been probate opened up for his estate in Jefferson County, correct?
Yes,
And you agree that there's a need need for continued administration of your grandmother's estate. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is there any reason why you feel like you would not be able to serve in the capacity as administrator of your grandmother's estate?
No, I believe I can.
Okay, and on file, we have your brother Michael and we have Mrs. Bloodworth who represents Scott's estate. They both signed documents saying that they want you to be appointed. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, so uh, uh, my assumption is that Mr. Brinkley is going to provide you with another document called the proof of death and other facts, as well as an oath. You'll need to sign both those documents just as your name is typed on there for a notary public. Return those to him. He'll e-file those with the county clerk's office. When he does, I'll sign the order appointing you as successor administrator of the estate and authorizing the issuance of a letter to you. Make sure that you cooperate with him in doing an inventory. And other than that, he'll guide you through the process. So I hope everything goes well.
I'll
Okay,
email
me too.
those to you. Okay, Daniel, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. So we got Ms. Bell
Mhm.
and
Thanks,
Mr. Lady.
Steve. Yes, sir.
All right, you're excused, Mr. Singletary.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Tell him I hope he's doing well. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your
Okay.
Honor.
So have we got Miss Tupper?
Yes, right here.
Where?
You have to push over.
Okay, and Mr. Montalongo? Oh, he's connecting to the audio. And so you are Sharon Fontenot?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so Miss Tupper is your mother?
yes, she's my mother.
Okay. Just for future reference, Ms. Bell, I prefer a more disinterested witness than someone
Yes,
with
Your Honor.
the first degree.
Well, he was originally from Louisiana. This, other than coming with just one witness, this was our best option.
Mr. Montalongo, can you hear me? You're muted. You'll need to unmute your line and enable your video.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he needs to start
So,
the video.
Ms. Fontenot, or Dylan James
There it
Fontenot,
is.
Teresa Nicole Fontenot, and Marlo Faith Fontenot, all children of your marriage to Mr. Tony Fontenot?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay. All right, if I could get all of you to raise your right hands, please. If Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the true self you got?
I do.
All right, go right ahead, Miss Bell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Tepper. Let's start with you, okay?
Okay,
So you were well acquainted with Mr. Fontenot, correct?
correct,
So you knew his family history and you knew Mr. Fontenot since 1994. Is that correct?
correct,
Okay, and you knew him until he passed in October 21st, 2022, correct?
correct,
And at the time that he passed, he was living in Beaumont, in Jefferson County, correct?
correct,
And he was married only one time during his lifetime,
correct,
and that was to Sharon Fontenot on September 6th, 1997.
yes,
Okay. And the judge just named off 3 children. Were those the only children that Mr. Fontenot had?
yes,
Okay, so Mr. Fontenot had 3 children, Dylan, Teresa, and Marlo, and they all, Sharon is all of their mothers.
correct,
Right. Okay. And there were no other children adopted by Mr. Fontenot or brought into his home that he raised.
no, ma'am,
Any other children? Okay. And you have no financial interest in the estate. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
Okay,
Your Honor, I don't have any questions for this witness.
Okay, court takes notice of your report.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Montalongo,
Yes, ma'am.
if I were to ask you all of the same questions that I just asked Ms. Tupper, other than how long you knew the decedent, Mr. Fontenot, would any of your answers to the questions be different?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you knew Mr. Fontenot since approximately April 2004, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you did not know of any other children besides the 3 named in this affidavit of facts that you've received?
No, ma'am.
Those are the only 3 children you're aware of.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Lighty.
Your Honor, I ask that you take note of the waivers that were filed by the 3 children, the distributees.
So noted. I'm trying to figure it out. It appears that Marlo lives in Atlanta, Georgia.
She does, and there was some issue with her.
No, it's Teresa that lives in Georgia. Marlo lives with me in Beaumont.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Mountain.
Who lives in Georgia?
Teresa,
Yes.
Teresa lives in Georgia. Marlo actually lives in Beaumont. She still lives at home with me.
Okay, Teresa, but she lives in Atlanta, but she signed her affidavit in Bastrop County, Texas.
Yes, we did an online notary. There was an issue trying to get her before a notary.
Gotcha. All right.
Is that sufficient? Okay.
Yes.
That was part of our trouble, and we were thankful that we were able to work that out. She was in agreement, but she just couldn't make that notary happen. So
All righty.
we were asked.
Go
we'd
right ahead
ask-
with your applicant.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. We just asked that you would sign the judgment declaring heirship, and then I would like to move to the independent administration application.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Fontenot, you were married to Mr. Fontenot, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and he passed away October 21st, 2022. So it's been less than 4 years since he passed, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And he passed at the age of 51, and he was living there in Jefferson County when he
Yes.
passed, correct?
At Beaumont.
Okay, and he did not have a will?
No, he did not.
No, okay, but there is a need for an administration, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you would not be disqualified from serving as the administrator in the estate, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um,
All right. Have you looked at a proof of death and other fact?
The document that I've emailed you, Ms. Font, no, he's asking, have you seen the proof of death and other facts?
Yes, the papers that I printed yesterday. Is
Yes,
that what you?
ma'am.
Yes, yes, we got them right here, actually.
Is everything contained in that proof of death and other facts true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're gonna do, along with your mom and Mr. Montalongo, is you're gonna sign those proofs before a notary public, and you as well are gonna sign your oath and return those to Miss Bell. Miss Bell will e-file that with the county clerk. When she does that, I'll sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing administration of Mr. Fontenot's estate. Ms. Bell will order letters of administration for you from the county clerk's office. Those will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate, to transfer title to real estate, to deal with financial institutions, insurance companies, and things of that nature. You'll need to make sure that you cooperate with Ms. Bell in doing an inventory. The estate's code requires one to be filed within 90 days of the date I sign the orders. And she'll explain to you what that involves. But otherwise, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I hope everything goes well. And if there's anything you need, Ms. Bell, just give me a call. And
Thank you.
Mr. Leidy, for your time. Appreciate your report, and the court signs your order.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Y'all have a great week. Thank you for showing up.